Hello and welcome to episode 27 of the Ozheads podcast. And before we got on camera, we realized the last pod we did was
mid-October.
So,
which, we really...
Shame on us.
I know. We need to get more consistent
these
about
becoming
this.
Quarterly. They were supposed to be bi-weekly,
No, we
right?
need to get back on the train.
So, yeah, we're going to work on the next one that's coming out just in time for the Olympics next year. So, we're on that kind of trajectory. But anyway, it's good to be back. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen.
Good to be back.
It's good to be on Ozheads again. What are we smoking? Yep. We'll kick it off with that.
Well, I'm smoking a Caratoba 5.5 by 55. What are you smoking?
Jericho Hill Jack Brown, which is 5 by 56. Larger than I would normally go with, or go for. Not my first choice, but it's smoking great, and the box was open, so that's what I did. Anyway.
Yeah, so and it's looking very attractive, which,
It does look nice.
Because now, since we're getting close to the end of the year,
yes.
It's a natural time of reflection.
Right.
So, now we pulled out some before and afters because I think one of the things we'll look back on this year and say this was a real kind of good thing was the rebrand.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say?
100%. It started off, we revealed some of them at the PCA in April. So everybody got a little taste of that when they saw La Imperiosa, Mil Dias Maduro, and of course New Broadway. So that was all in the same vein, the same vibe of rebranding. And then most recently we had showed the Jericho Hill and Tennessee Waltz.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's nowadays when people walk into the humidor, they're used to seeing like sections, you know what I mean? So in this case, it'll be pretty clear that, this is a crowned heads section. We were just messing around in our cabinet and this is
like the before and after pictures.
This is the before, right?
And then this is after Ozempic. You get the next one. There you go. There's the Ozempic version. Before.
Sleeker.
Nice.
Skinnier.
Sexy.
Sexy time.
Right.
But look at that.
Yeah, it's a big level up. No question.
Yeah. Because then people can also tell that this is a Crowned Heads product.
Yeah, the hero logo plays. And we also retained some of the old brand identity from the one that's on the left. On the side of the coins, we kind of still kept some of those embellishments and emblems on there. So there is a little connectivity to the old one, to the pre-Ozempic. And,
Also, when you look at it close up, you can see there's like a little bit of a kind of a faded action going on behind the CH, right?
I have to give compliments and kudos to Vrydog for that, because I don't know that any other printer could have made it. When you see this in the flesh in real time, and it's completely... Like you kind of go, wow! I didn't see the little dusting, and then the bronze, and the embossing, and all that good stuff. So
it's like antiqued.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You know, it's really nice.
Yeah.
But when you look at them side by side, then there's a really kind of significant difference. Here's another one. This one is Imperiosa,
That's La Imperiosa,
which the box is really nice too that it comes packaged in. But this was the before, and then this is the new one.
Yeah, completely different. And that's something we've had out for 10 years, literally, on the shelves for 10 years, and it just kind of got looked over and passed over. It just kind of needed a little bit of a oomph. And the rebrand, that was actually the most popular rebrand coming out of the trade show for us. I think everybody said, wow, these look great. Broadway looks great, but La Imperiosa, wow, the color.
Yeah.
That blue on the dark wrapper on the Havana Oscuro. And that was one of my favorites. But now I'm leaning towards like Jericho and Waltz as maybe my two favorites so far.
Also that blue, the blue and gold looks really elegant.
Yeah.
Now this one there's Mil Dias Natural, but this is Mil Dias Maduro, which is like similar kind of in the bands,
Yeah, the problem we were having prior to the rebrand
before and after
is we had the same band on Mil Dias, the Habano, as we did on the broadleaf Maduro. And, it was like there wasn't a lot to differentiate it. But now we have a different color hero logo on each, and we have the reinforcement of Maduro underneath it. So it's
the natural one is the CH is in red.
Correct.
And the ribbon is in red.
Right, and the Maduro one is black and black.
Yeah.
So it makes a little bit more sense.
And that's a big difference, too, the Tennessee Waltz one.
Huge.
I mean, huge.
This might be my favorite. It might be my favorite.
Before, this is what.
Yeah, that was it.
So, would you can you talk about the origins of this?
So that started off in 2014. And we wanted to do a state exclusive for Tennessee. At the time, we had like 32, 33 stores in Tennessee that really got behind Crowned Heads. And we wanted to do a little state exclusive thing. So my idea was to do this one cigar in one size. And it was we keep it really understated just because we wanted to keep the cost down. So we just put an orange foot ribbon on it, and we called it Tennessee Waltz. And it was like, 5.5 by 52. That was out since 14, and it's always been one of our top-selling SKUs. And then over the years, we started to say, okay, we're going to open it up to more than Tennessee. So other states started to get a hold of it, and we opened the distribution a little bit more. But it was very inconsistent. It wasn't really a regular production brand, and it wasn't really an LE either, but it was somewhere in between. Now, fast forward to 2025, we're able to actually have it as a true regular production brand.
And that's this
in 3 sizes. So we have the OG, which is what's in your right hand. That's the 5.5 52. We have the CG, which is in your left hand, which is a Corona Gorda, which is 5 5/8 46. And then we did a Toro, which is our most popular size across the board, 654, all regular production. So Tennessee Waltz is now its own thing, which is really pretty cool after 11 years.
Yeah, in 3 sizes instead of one size, like you said. And also, you can tell what it is right away, and that it's part of the Crowned Heads kind of portfolio.
Yeah.
So I think it's really nice. I mean, we just started shipping these out recently.
They're gone. We're on back order.
Have you heard? I mean, the response has been good?
Response has been very good. I think our projection was we'll order enough to get us through Q4 and then into Q1, but I think we sold out most of it before the shipment even arrived.
Yeah.
So, all good things.
It's good. It's nice to have something that's like, dressed up and pops and, I don't know.
To your point, it's nice to have an identifiable section because this whole thing started off at our sales meeting, I want to say February of 24, at Casa Monte Cristo here in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And we kind of went into the humidor, looked at the Crown Head section from like a 30,000-foot view and just said, wow, there's nothing really connecting any of this. So you've got Juarez next to La Vereda, next to Four Kicks, next to La Imperiosa, and each one on its own looks great, but when you put it next to each other, there's no connectivity. Mm-hmm. There was no identification of the brand, the umbrella brand. So that's what spawned the need. So this year, or this coming year, when we go back there next month in Casa Monte Cristo, we'll be able to look at that shelf and see the Ozempic version, and it'll look a lot better.
Yeah. No, I think that was a big kind of thing we did. I mean, even for even on the Oz family cigar side, we were wanting to have a more kind of like, it's clear in 1 second when you go in there that, okay, this brand is called, Oz, you know what I mean? Or Oz family, boom. So we did similar with what, the direction we're going into. And also Thunder Kiss is new.
Yeah.
We started shipping that.
This was fun, man, because this was just something I kind of held in my back pocket for most of the year, but I wanted to do a value prop. We did one a couple of years ago. Miguel did a catalog exclusive, and it was in a 10-count Mazo, and we came up with the branding, and it was called Meat and Three, and got some traction right away. And then a lot of retailers started asking, hey, can we get that? And I'm like, no, because Miguel made it a catalog exclusive. So I threw him under the bus. And then I decided to use that as inspiration to do a similar project, but make it even better and then make it ready for everybody to have. So that's what became Thunder Kiss. And then I wanted to do the rollout very organically. I didn't want to do the press release. I didn't want to do a sales sheet. I just kind of wanted to just seed out some samples to the reps and say, all right, go in the store on the low-key kind of thing and just smoke one, ask them if they like it, and then give them the price and then see what happens from there. And I figured we'd build it slowly. That kind of changed when Creekside came down to shoot their podcast here about 6 weeks ago. And Dave said, hey, can we talk about Thunder Kiss? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And he did. And then from there, it just was like, it was like rapid fire. So the first shipment of 1,000 bundles sold out like in days. And then now the second shipment coming in next month is over halfway sold out, and then we have another shipment behind that. So it really took off. I mean, it's a great long filler cigar. There's no short scrap tobaccos in it. It's I would say medium to full, 675 SRP. So it's hard to compete with that. I mean, a lot of good buzz at the end of the year on this one.
So why is it called Thunder Kiss?
There was a song, or there is a song, as they always start usually with me, called Thunder Kiss 65 by White Zombie, Rob Zombie. And it's just had this, I love the video. It's in black and white. They're in the desert, and it has this really just, I don't know.
What year did that come out?
I don't even want to Google that while we're talking. Cole?
That long ago?
Yeah, dude. It was like 90s maybe? Thunder Kiss 65? I don't even know. But it stands the test of time. It's a good song. And so I just thought the name Thunder Kiss was a cool name. Kind of like I had worked on other names like years ago, and I came up with like different names I'm not going to reveal here, but people seem to like them, and I never used them.
1992.
There you go. 92, bro. Were
What
you
about,
born? Were you born in 92?
Oh, I was born in 2000.
What if you did can you do one called Thunderball in the honor of the James Bond movie?
I've had people have said Thunder Kiss. They say Thunderstruck.
Thunderballs.
That's just
Hey, man.
Hey, this one's called Thunderballs.
But the branding and the iconography, I sent the to Wade. I just told Wade, I said, here's a video. Just design what comes to mind when you see this video and hear this song. And that, so the whole like the eyeball and all that, it's kind of a throwback to the custom car culture of like Von Dutch, Ed Hardy kind of thing. It's a little bit of that, a little bit of, I don't know. It's just cool. It has its own like kind of thing. But people have been crazed over it, and like we can't, one of those. I think we're gonna have a hard time keeping in stock over the course of 2026. But it is regular production. And it is out there. It's not a one and done. So that was a good way to end.
And it's one of those things sometimes that, and I was going and doing a lot of events, especially at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people that are like, hey, is there a cigar that I can smoke? This is a nice cigar to smoke for, there's a $15 cigar, but I want to smoke a cigar that is less expensive. What's a cigar that I can smoke like 3 of instead of 1? So this kind of like helps fit that category of a value prop cigar.
It's a value prop, but it smokes like a $9 to $12 cigar.
Yeah.
It's that good. It's a really good. I don't know how we're able to do it. We do it, and we took a little bit of a hit on the margin, I guess. Pulling the curtain back, but we wanted to do that to make it available for people that wanted something less expensive. Mm-hmm. I think that's important. Look out for everybody's pocketbook, all that good stuff. So it's a good way to end the year. I'm looking forward to getting it back in stock next month, hopefully. So
yeah. No, it's interesting because people ask all the time about how do you get to a certain flavor profile for a cigar, and I mean it's I explain all the time. And we also had this debate because there was a little bit of talk about, a potential tariff for Nicaragua, 100% tariff. And part of the dialogue behind that was that, like, look, it's very difficult this is an industry very much like wine. It has to do with the soil that's unique to the countries and the areas, and not just the soil, but also the microclimate that they're grown in. So it's very difficult. You can't just go there with a bobcat and take the soil from Esteli and transport it to, Texas or something and grow a cigar there because, the surrounding climate is different, the elevation is different, the topography is different. It's unique to wherever they're being grown. Even if you're at a field that is in, let's say, again, I'll use Esteli, and there's a field here and there's one across the street. Even if you look at the grids on your iPhone, one grid is going to be different than the grid right next to it, and they're classified as such when you're down there. So when you're in Nicaragua, you have to actually try these different tobaccos, even from a different grid, or right next to one another in the same field.
Yep.
And then that's not to mention, that's before you even go to whether they're Seicos or Visos and Ligeros, and you know what I mean? So it's a very meticulous, detail-oriented, nuanced type of a business.
Padron Sr. had a really great analogy for that, a story. Like how somebody asked him how tobacco, let's say this finca in Esteli, why does it taste different than this finca in Esteli 10 miles away? And then he had this really good story that I cannot share because it's probably not appropriate, but it made, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
When you have the two fingers and
Yeah.
that story. But it's true. Like even when I was working on 4 Kicks with Ernesto back in 11, he had me validate something from this finca, and this is 10 miles away, and okay, smoke a burrito of that, smoke a burrito of this, tell me what the difference is. It was like the whole wax on, wax off fucking thing, but there are differences for sure. I mean, it's a science.
Well, that's why I like doing these events that I do called Behind the Blend, where you bring in like, this is only the wrapper that is, Sumatra, Ecuador, smoke that, and then smoke like a Ligero that is from Esteli, for example, or a Seco from Jalapa, or it could be a Viso from Jalapa, wherever, or Condega. I mean, how do they taste different? And then you're kind of understanding the effects of like just the microclimate, but that's without even going into the specifics of
region.
Of a farm, one farm versus another.
It's kind of like bringing the spice rack down and like going.
That's 100% what it's like.
Yeah,
it's like that. Mm-hmm. So that's what I like about it, is that it's a very kind of interesting nuance, and you don't pick up these things unless you're like smoking them all the time and trying them all the time, which is what we try to do.
Yeah.
So
100%.
It's that's why I like cigars, is that it's a very kind of interesting, subtle nuance.
And then just when you think you have it nailed down, then you have the other layer of like, okay, now the harvest changes from year to year, the crops change from year to year, the weather changes from year to year. Okay, broadleaf isn't as good this year because there's too much rain, and you have to be able to pivot, and you're dealing with an agricultural product as opposed to like something off of a machine where you go, okay, I need 25% of this, 25% of this, and 50% of this, and it's a lot of nuance.
That's why, in our case, our partners who we work with at different factories, we want to make sure that they have the wherewithal so they can have a lot of supply of a really good year.
I've always said, like, we're only as good as the factories you work with, and I think personally that we work with 4 of the best factories, bar none. My father, Casa Carrillo, Naxa, and then Tui, which is Aradio. I mean, we use Aradio for a lot of the smaller stuff, but he still delivers bangers like Belgian Blue and freaking Blood Medicine and so forth. So
yeah,
we're fortunate. I can't imagine. Somebody actually asked me a question. It was a good question. Is there anybody else you'd want to work with? I'm like, I can't think. Maybe if George Padron knocked on the door and said, "Hey, do you guys want to do something together?" But other than that, I don't think that there really is. I mean, I think we were really well suited for what we do.
Well, and I mean, it has to come down to, at the end of the day, just trying stuff. If you're a consumer, try different things. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why for our stuff, I mean, I feel really good about like our brands, what we have out there, the portfolio, and certainly we want to get the newly branded stuff at the forefront of all the stores, because that's what, Not that they're the same blends is what you saw here.
Same blend, same sizes.
The exact same blend, same sizes, just different packaging.
But because they're prettied up a little bit, leveled up in terms of branding, I think they'll encourage trial. Because I've always believed that the cigars, especially like La Imperiosa, Jericho Hill, those are 2 really great blends from my father's cigars. I mean, they don't miss. And it's just now people will be like, oh, what's that? It's almost like you're launching a new brand in essence, because people are noticing it for the first time. But even though they've both been out since 2014 and 2015, now it's like it's all a brand new game, just because of the packaging and the rebrand. But
well, and also like Kiritoba and Broadway both got, like, in the issue of Cigar Aficionado with Jose Andres on the cover, which was their most recent issue, got both above 90s. 90, 92.
Kiritoba got 92. Broadway got the 90.
Yeah, and both excellent blends. So, I mean,
And both from Naxa. Hats
both
off
from Naxa,
Gustavo Cura and the
Cura,
gang out there.
And Ninoska down there. They do a great job.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it's I think we've made some really good kind of strides this year. And
25 was a great year.
We've been pretty busy with all that.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the limited edition stuff, like, the Belgian Blue, Blood Medicine, Las Calaveras.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of, LEs are kind of like a double-edged sword for me. It's like, I know they're necessary for the business model. People expect them from crowned heads. But I always look at it like as supplemental income. It's like the cherry on the cake. I don't think it's the cake. But people are so geeked on some of this stuff that they start
like
focusing too much on it. I'd rather have them focus on, Caratoba, Broadway, Meldias, the core stuff. I think that's where we need to really kind of turn up the gas a little bit. But it's fun to do the LEs. One-off stuff is fun. But it takes this. I've told this when Condor used to work here. Rest in peace.
He's not dead, by the way.
Well,
but,
not physically. But
He's just golfing all the time.
He's maybe golfing all the
he's
time.
never going to watch this, so he's never going to see this. So
It doesn't matter what we
it
say.
doesn't matter what we say. I can say anything.
Free shot.
Yeah, totally free shot. But I said, dude, it's the same amount of work to do 5,000 cigars as it is to do 100,000 cigars. You still have to validate the blend. You still have to do the packaging, the branding, the backstory, the press release, the sales collateral, the marketing collateral, the boxes, the bands. It's still the same amount of work. So all those LEs, it's fun to do, but it's a lot of work. I'm looking forward to PCA, actually. I'm going to shift gears and say that what you have coming and what Crown Heads has coming and what we have coming together is I think, game changers, because without giving too much away, it's pretty new and exciting. I'll just say that. I'll leave it kind of open-ended. But, yeah, I'm pretty stoked for both brands.
Well, yeah, it's people get curious and they ask all the time about, like, I want to get into this business or that business or get in the cigar business, and it's not it's not easy. I mean, you have to, like, really kind of it takes time to build something.
True.
In a in the right way, and there's no such thing. I mean, at least in this business, for an overnight success. It takes a lot of time and trial and error.
I remember
and understanding the field.
Years ago, like when Pete at Tatuai was getting his flowers kind of thing, and they kind of referred to him as an overnight success, and he says, yeah, it's taken me 10 years to be an overnight success. At that point in time, this was years ago, but that was true. It was like it takes you 10 years to become an overnight success. It does take a long time, a lot of building and a lot of repetitions.
That reminds me of my late father when we started with pipes and humidors. It's like, it took me 25 years to figure out to sell things that burn.
Brilliant.
Pipes.
That's
right?
true.
You can't burn a pipe, meerschaum pipe, and buy another one.
That's true.
Or a humidor, So.
Yeah, April's coming up, man. I can't believe it. It's like around the corner. Oof, God bless. But I like New Orleans, man. I'm excited to go back to New Orleans. I'm so much more stoked to go to New Orleans than if somebody says, oh, we're going back to Vegas. I'm like,
well, I think it's good to mix it up,
I just, the vibe in New Orleans is so much better. It's just
it's more relaxed.
It's just cool.
Right.
Just the people are cooler, the city's cooler, the architecture, the food. The
food is really unique and good.
It's unique. The music. It's just got a feel to it. I like it, man.
Yeah, and it had like kind of a warm, convivial feel to it the whole show, which is good, because it's you're in like this kind of, we consider ourselves to operate almost like a family business, and it had kind of almost like a family feel to it this year in New Orleans, which was good.
Yeah.
The changing of the time of year that they had the show took a bit of adjustment, especially the first year in Vegas. And then this past year, when they had it in April, it was better timing, People were more ready for it.
Yeah, I think they gotten used to it. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. You get to go down there because Evan's going to school
yeah,
there. So.
Yeah. I've got a
Shout out Tulane University.
Son that's at Tulane.
They're in the playoffs. Let's
they're
go.
in the playoffs. Yeah. Hopefully they don't get massacred.
Who are they playing?
Ole Miss.
Oh.
Or as my mom would say, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
I know it's Ole Miss.
Are they fully in the playoffs? Like they're in the
they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Them and not Vanderbilt, right?
Vanderbilt's not in the playoff.
Yeah.
But
my mom
would always.
Are you a Diego Pavia fan?
I think they really.
He just ruined all of his hopes at becoming a top draft pick with his behavior post Heisman.
Oh no! Why? What did he do?
This guy.
He apologized for it though.
Yeah, but even they said that it looked like AI wrote the apology, like he did it on ChatGPT. They
might have.
ChatGPT, write an apology for me for being an asshole.
It's AI when there's a dash. Whenever
Yeah, there
someone's
were a
got
lot
the
of dashes in there.
Oh, there are a lot of
always-
dashes?
That's what they said.
No one-
They go, there's a lot of dashes in here. I think he went to Chat GPT. I'm like, oh my
That's it. 100%.
No, he went to a club afterwards, after the Heisman presentation, and he had bottle service, and they had this little neon sign that said, F Indiana, like F-U-C-K Indiana. And then he was like,
Wow.
he put out a message like F all the voters, like, whatever. I'm just
God.
like, yeah, I'm sure the coaches that are looking at you probably said, maybe not. Pasadena. And then he lied about his height. He says they listed him like 6 foot. And he's like this. He's like a foot shorter than all these other dudes. Like at the Heisman
when he
Awards.
was on. Okay, I didn't watch it.
He's standing on stage, and I think
I heard he was gonna. Was he gonna appeal to try to play again?
he was trying to sue the NCAA to get another year of eligibility, because he's probably gonna make more money in the NIL than he would at the NFL. I don't know. I'm not sure. He just didn't handle himself very well. I mean, I was a fan early on. I thought what they were doing with that program was great, and it is great. I mean, the first time they've ever won 10 games, right?
Yeah, right.
Go Vandy. But, man, just have a little class, and could have turned a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
That Mendoza kid is like, everybody's like golden child now, He handled himself so well. He's so inspirational. Such a nice, genuine
Yeah, I gotta
man.
watch that. My sister went to Indiana, so
That's right. That's
for
right.
Indiana to be ranked number 1 is like
That's
incredible.
huge.
What a story!
It's huge. I don't think they're going to do it, but it'd be nice to see.
I mean, what
I
if
don't
the
know.
final was like? Can you imagine the two most unlikely teams? James Madison versus Indiana.
Yeah, what are the odds of that?
The odds of that are going to be astronomical.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to.
Like I hope Tulane doesn't get smoked by Ole Miss.
Well,
Yeah, they just keep it
they
respectable.
got a shot. I mean, now that Lane Kiffin, they don't even have a coach, really. I mean,
Well, I was talking to our buddy Chris Spencer, who we did a podcast with.
he went to Ole Miss.
He played at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played at Ole Miss, and then he played pro for the Seahawks and then the
And
Titans.
the Titans, yep.
And he said that he was talking to some players down there, and they're pretty motivated to prove that they can win without Kiffin.
Yeah.
So that could be trouble for Tulane. We'll see. Again, I hope it's respectable.
I think the
They got
odds-on
good-
favorite is Ohio State still.
Oh, are they?
Because the exact same thing happened last year. They lost their last game to Michigan, I think, and then they went into the playoffs and they just ran the table. Mm-hmm. So they're thinking the same thing will happen. I don't know.
By the way, didn't you do a Tennessee Waltz like cigar around Ohio,
Yeah, Buckeye Land.
Buckeye Land?
Yeah, we still get requests for that. But so back in the day, another story. Back in the day, Miguel says, "Oh, can we get a state exclusive for Ohio?"
That's because Miguel's a big Ohio
Because Miguel's
guy.
Ohio, yeah, all about
He's
Ohio.
all about Ohio and Cincinnati in particular.
And so we did one. It lasted a year, and then we stopped producing it. It
Maybe
lasted
to look
a
at
year
that again.
because we did it with Drew Estate in 2019, and then working with Drew Estate at our size is like, how would I even? It would be like, I don't know. It'd be like walking in a Walmart and you have one facing in the place, and like, can I get this produced here or whatever? I mean, they're just so big. We could never fit into their little demand plan, their big demand plan. They would like ask us for projections for like 3 years ahead of time, and I'm like, 3 years? How about 3 months? So yeah, Buckeye Land came and went, but it was a fun project. Who knows? It might come back with from a different factory. If there's
And there's
enough
also
demand.
Yellow Rose, yeah?
That's Texas, yeah. So we may
With a yellow footband
correct.
instead of an orange footband.
You may see that later in 26.
So was Buckeye Land like a gray footband?
Buckeye Land was a red footband. It was a pretty cool little project. It was called Buckeye Land because Laura's my wife. Her maiden name is Land, and so I put her address at the house that she grew up in. She's probably going to kill me. In like Roman numerals, like small, like little Easter egg on the box. It was on there too, but that was the inspiration for Buckeye Land, and yeah, we had merch that was pretty cool. It looked like an Ohio State thing, but it was actually a CH lockup, and it was fun. It was good.
I'll have
it
to
was a good
say
cigar.
that, like, during the holidays, that if you're getting together with in-laws, but if some of your in-laws like to smoke cigars, hang out with them, smoke a cigar, and then you can bond with them even more, or if you have any sort of tensions, they go away. I like the waft of smoke when you are blowing it out. You
It's
have
true.
people with like issues or problems. Put them in the same room
What did
with a
Rocky,
cigar.
Rocky told you, Rocky Patel, he said, hey, if we had our leaders of countries sit down and just smoke a cigar, we'd solve so many problems over smoking a
Well,
cigar.
yeah, I've always been a big fan of that. You have problems, go
You
in
know?
go in a room, conference room, smoke a cigar, and don't leave until you figure out the problem.
Yeah,
the
and it
issue
makes
or
you,
problem.
just kind of makes you decompress.
Yeah.
It makes you just kind of be in the moment. I agree, 100%. I wish I could smoke at home. That'd be so nice. I'd be smoking by myself, though, which is not a whole lot of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
nobody else smokes, but
Well, we wish you all like the best holiday season.
Yes.
And all the best for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, and for the New Year too. And we'll look forward to doing more of these in the new year,
all the
more
best.
consistently.
Yes, and really on behalf of Oz and Crown Heads, thank everybody who watches this for supporting the brands throughout the year.
For sure.
We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, so appreciate
right.
you guys supporting. We look forward to more new stuff in 26.
That's right. And happy holidays. to
Happy
everybody.
holidays. God bless. Until
All
the
right.
next one, keep smoking Crown Heads, keep smoking Oz Family cigars. Catch you on the next one.
All right. Take it easy.